Hey everybody, OGGO here. You can call me Geo, and I'm here tonight with Black Stormer, who I will refer to heretofore as Stormer. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks. Schedule's been crazy. When the season first gets going in NGS, the casters are very active. They grab the games very quickly, and as you know, the old people in my life keep falling and hurting themselves, which I say a little bit jokingly, but it's been crazy here. So, all that in mind, rather than a live cast tonight, we're bringing you a replay cast. So we have got Team Rainbow Strike Go, who will be referred to from here as TRSG, versus Artemis in Division C West, Round 1 play. And Stormer, this being a replay cast, we're just kind of going directly into it, right?
Yeah, so unfortunately, Blizzard technology has not figured out the ability to record drafts as well, so we're just going to be watching the replay of the game.
They've only had 6 years, Stormer. They've only had 6 years.
You can't really blame them. They're such a small indie company.
So we usually try to bring you some kind of a pregame show, folks. But to be honest with you, it feels a little bit overdoing it for a replay cast. We do want to give you an opportunity to see this match, so we're going to bring it to you. The standard disclaimer applies. I don't pretend to be an expert at the game. Our goal here is to let you see the match and entertain you, hopefully. Stormer's here for the brains, and I'm just here. So with that, if you're ready, Stormer, let's jump into it. What do you say?
Let's go right in.
All right. So here we are, sir, on the left side in the blue trunks. We have
not in the video.
Team Rainbow Strike Go. Sorry?
I am not in the replay.
You aren't in the replay?
I don't think you set it up correctly.
No? Okay. All right. First time doing this. I just loaded into it like straight away from the file. Do I need to instead do it from?
Are you doing it from the client? I mean,
let me try something different.
Oh, there should be a watch with others.
Yep.
Right.
Let me try something different. The thing is, oh, their client's so goofy. I guess I have to move these to my match folder.
In
order to select it.
If you do show in folder, and then I think you have to move it to your files.
Well, that's silly.
Yeah, well.
But let's do that then. Sorry, folks. I actually thought I could just double click load the game and you'd be right in. Okay. So, let's try this again. There they are. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready as it should be. Oh.
All right. Now we're good, right?
Yes. Now I'm in a new screen.
Fantastic. Let's try that again. Folks, there's always got to be a first time. There's no way around it. So, on the left side, in the blue trunks, we have, for your Team Rainbow Strike Go, we have Robert. I hope it's pronounced Robert. On Jaina. We have Panda on Uther. Kingle on Urel. Oh, another spicy Urel, my friend. Silver on Johanna. And Styx on Junkrat. On the right side, in the red trunks, we have 7 on Deckard. X Evernight on Sonya. Ashcan on Tassadar. Dark Horse on Raider, and honestly on Diablo, representing your team Artemis. Here we go, my friend.
Just going off comps and comps alone, I think I like Team Artemis more.
You like that draft?
I feel like the Cass Raynor is just a lot of poke damage, and the Deckard will be able to easily out
Diablo. And Diablo, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dia can really try to bully the front line, which you can see here.
While that poke just does whatever it wants. And we do have some initial aggression out on the Joe. Of course, she's Joe.
Joe's a lot more squishy than she once was, so...
I'm not going to say a lot. A little bit, definitely. I'm afraid I might disagree with you on a lot. What did they do? They extended the cooldown, correct? For her
trait, yeah.
For her trait. For her get out of jail free card by about, what, 5 seconds? It was a significant increase in cooldown.
It just... Johanna
Jaina. Oh, avoids the stun and gets out. Sorry, go ahead, Stormer.
Johanna relies super heavily on her trait for her survivability. She's actually pretty squishy when it's down.
How much of that do you think, honestly, is just how people are used to playing her and they're still adjusting to that? You know what I mean?
I mean, her physical health pool compared to Diablo, even this low souls Diablo, is just, it's like almost, it's a solid like 300 points less, which is like a 10th of the health bar less.
So but you don't think that some of it is just that people are used to doing whatever they want with Joe, and there's some adjustment time, and it should be okay when people learn to be a little less aggressive. Well, she's still okay, obviously.
I think she'll be okay. I don't think she's S tier anymore, is what I'm saying.
Wow. Okay. Bold words. Bold words. So as we're talking, I mean, the teams are kind of... Right now, we've just got even trades, and both teams are really focused going back and forth and getting the wave clear. However, the red team, Artemis, does go ahead and take their camp a little bit early, and nice gank on Urel. She's a tough out and gets tougher throughout the game, but they take Urel out, and they've got a camp pushing.
But in the meantime, the blue team slowly takes their camp. Like you said, they have a camp pushing mid when that whole thing happened, but blue team was just interested in plinking away at their own camp.
And Artemis takes a siege bottom with that kill on Urel that opens that up, right? So they're making use of their advantages right out of the gate. Both teams otherwise basically even. You have one kill for Artemis, not a big deal really. You know, you die early. It's not great in the off lane, but it's not the end of the world. Gives the enemy a little bit of extra XP. Getting those camps.
The important thing for blue team is they've turned in 38 gems, whereas red team's only turned in 9.
So they used that opportunity then when they were losing other things to get their gems turned in. And that would also indicate they might be a little bit more focused on the wave clear. Yeah, well, I mean,
it was also importantly the Urel that managed to get that turn in right before she died.
So if Artemis, you like their draft, right? You like that combination of you said the Raynor test and our poke. But would you say that perhaps the wave clear is stronger on TRSG or no? I just think Joe does such a good job getting waves cleared out.
I mean, they both have insane amount of wave clear.
Okay.
Like,
all right. So that's a push.
Yeah, Junkrat Jaina are pretty crazy wave clear, as well as Johanna. Whereas Tassar can like basically delete waves, and Raynor has like a significant amount of wave clear as well.
A lot of damage coming out here from the Tassar, as you called it. A lot of damage from the Tassar Raynor, although Raynor almost falls there. Gets that Deckard potion at the last second, Stormer, and both teams look like they kind of just want to walk away from that.
And Uther is going to suffer in these, like, kind of deal a lot of damage and then walk away because he
runs out of mana quickly, right?
Also, just doesn't have the same healing other healers have. He has his big flash heal cooldowns, and that's it.
So he's a play for the CC, correct? He's just got that rock solid lockdown CC, and that's when you take him, that's what you're looking at. Is that right?
Yeah. You're trying to make use of the hammer for like instant blow-ups, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, doesn't make much sense with Johanna, who is a lot more passive of a tank.
Okay. Meanwhile, TRSG got the first turn in. Doesn't get a whole lot for it. Really doesn't. 2 towers, I think? They got a tower top and a tower bottom.
They got the whole wall.
Oh, both towers bottom. Okay, 3 towers. So, look, that's common to the first turn. It's hard to get a lot. Things have to line up just right for you. Good knockback by Urel.
No.
Yeah, it's a good knockback by Urel. Boy, that is a gutsy. That Urel, she has no fear, and Sonya catches her. Is she going to go down, or is she at that frustrating point in the game where you just can't kill her? Looks like it's the latter. Pretend you already can't kill her.
Yeah, but it looks like they had to burn Cleanse or the token for that.
Diablo's got his quest complete, so he's pretty beefy right now. And red team's trying to turn in top. Meanwhile, Urel's pressuring bottom, and Sonya has a lot of gems. Diablo in a little bit of trouble, but walks out. That Sonya wants to get turned. Blue team does not have enough for a turn-in at this time. So the red team's looking for their turn. Uh-oh. That's going to be trouble, and there goes Raynor.
Well, I mean, I certainly need my words about the Uther blow-up.
Absolutely.
I thought it was enough.
I think Diablo used the medallion there. I'm still adjusting to trying to figure out that new medallion, but I'm pretty sure that that Diablo burned that there to walk away.
Not surprised. Important thing about the ults is Uther went Divine Shield and Sonya went Leap.
Wow. Stormer Blue gets a second turn in a row while Sonya's just holding all these gems. And really, I don't like that many gems in my pocket. It makes me feel really nervous, especially during turn-ins. She's going to have to play ultra carefully.
Urel is super keeping an eye on her, like babysitting.
She absolutely is. You're right about that.
I'm pretty impressed with both the Urel play and honestly the Uther play.
He's picking the right targets. Uh-oh. And there goes Raynor again. Was that the knockback from Junkrat?
It might have been.
I think it is. I think it was that pesky trap from Junkrat. He just blew up Diablo a second later. I think he bounced Raynor right into them.
The red team has to be careful. Johanna still has her stun. Like, Johanna stun plus Uther stun could mean the death of someone.
Even talent tier, but the blue team rotates. Oh, she tried it on the Sonya there and just came up short. She tried the Blessed Shield. Uh-oh, but the knockback. And does Uther have it here? She burns her medallion. APOC comes out.
Sonya has to be super careful.
Urel is absorbing. Yet they wanted her. They know that. Go ahead.
Yeah. They look like they're interested in just running away, or at least.
So TRSG set up for the Sonya. First the Blessed Shield missed, then the knockback from Urel, and I think Uther wanted to stun her, and she burned the medallion and walked out of there, and that was great play by her for that. Team Rainbow Strike Go takes down the first fort with the second wave, and the top fort and the bottom fort, and half of the mid fort. So now, structure-wise, commanding lead. XP is still fairly close. They have about a half-level lead, but they now have a talent tier advantage for maybe a minute or so. So they may look to take advantage of that.
And guess what? And this is one of the issues between the Spider Queen. That those forts means cata pressures in those lane. Diablo looks like he's losing all his souls. That's big. That's all his souls.
They're going after Sonya Stormer. No. They're gone. There go those gems. We knew they're hunting her. They took down Diablo, and that shield was gone, and they went straight after the Sonya. So you're saying the catapult pressure.
It will make future turn-ins for red team a lot worse because the Kata's pushing those web weavers back, but it looks like they may not even get that with that many gems gone.
It's tough. They still have enough for a turn-in. And of
That
course,
is true.
And of course, it scales. It's incremented by 5 each turn-in. So slightly in their advantage, the fact that they haven't turned in just means they only owe 50 and Rainer gets caught. TRSG is just rotating perfectly, don't you think? Their rotations are just spot on.
It looks like they just needed those few more talents, and all of a sudden this lockdown and blow-up comp is really finding its footing.
Started doing exactly what they wanted it to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt that Artemis couldn't find a way in all that time to get Sonya turned, and that's easier said than done. Meanwhile, blue team is just sort of standing there right in front of sight and turning in. Both teams on even talent tiers right now.
I will say there is still hope for Artemis yet, in that their 20 is pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
There's Sonya, Tassadar, Decker, even Diablo have very strong level 20s.
Still have all their keeps. Diablo well below his 100 souls, and he's going to fall again.
Meanwhile,
Uther goes down, so that's a good trade for Artemis. Can they start to build off of that and make something happen? But it looks like Jimmy's caught. I think he might have popped a medallion again there. I think he popped a medallion to get out. Certainly saw Unstoppable, so I don't know if he had another ability for that.
But that's only medallion. That's no one. Decker doesn't have cleanse, and Rainer doesn't have a talent.
That's what I thought. So he popped that medallion. So now there's about 5 minutes. He's got to be extra careful. And the red team kind of hunkering down here. They are even again. Diablo's back and Uther's back for the blue team. Blue team looks like they're going to get turned in bottom from Urel uncontested. That's going to be 3 in a row. Stormer 3 in a row.
They're really running them around the rosy. The Artemis is just not rotating fast enough. They're doing okay in these team fights, but they're just getting out-rotated.
That was just a slight lack of sort of attention, I think, there that needed to be on. That the most important thing you needed to do there was guard those. And now you're down to 16 talent here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tomb is it's surprisingly macro-heavy map.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think it's just because it's so small, it's brawl-heavy, but it's actually very macro-heavy. And honestly, TSRG or TRSG are really showing that.
Well, you have to mind the turns, and I made the mistake more times than I care to admit, where I think I'm doing something important, and suddenly the web weavers are coming again. And I think the top priority is almost always minding those turns. Not always, but almost always. There's the engage from Sonya. She's going to hit the back line. APOC comes out, stuns the front line of the blue team, but they managed to turn it around, and guess who, Stormer? Rainer falls again. They are just punishing him. Urel is taken out by the red team.
But it looks like she secured 2 kills by doing so.
Yeah, that's a good trade for the blue team. They're still on the chase. They take down a 4th member of Artemis, and only the fort saves the poor old man there, who's now got his stick at the ready to try to defend, as blue team's actually moving in looking at the core. And that's pretty quick core on this map. That is a very, very
I'm not
early
sure they
core.
can do this. Yeah, death timers are way too short.
But they put damage down, right? They put 24% down.
They still got bot keep. They sure did. And this is a nightmare scenario for red team. Web weaver turn-ins are going to do almost nothing.
You're so pushed. You're so pushed that they're going to come down basically at your own keeps. And so you're right. They're not going to make it to the enemy fort unless you've got a lane pushed out, and it's hard to push out a lane without some significant advantage. you're about to be down 20, so they want to look for anything to force a fight right now, does Artemis, because they want to fight now before...
Oh no, Deckard, no!
Uh-oh. I didn't see that. What happened? Did he get caught down below? I was watching Sonya.
They red team rotated to boss, and Deckard was just late on the rotation, so blue team just cut him off.
Picked him off in the rotation. That's tough.
Yeah. Blue team, I think, was just looking to rotate in the long way around boss and just ran into him.
I was up there watching because Junkrat had set up, and I thought he was going to bounce Sonya over and pick her. And then Deckard. Realistically, Stormer, this could be game. Diablo does finish his quest again, so it's good. He's got some beef. 10 seconds left. You got Deckard back. That'll be time to go defend the boss. It looks like the blue team is going to take boss or set up. They're going to try to take it.
I mean, they have 20 right now.
They have 20s. But, you know, there's no choice, right? Artemis has to fight this. Doesn't matter, you're down to talent tier. I don't think. You have no keeps left. A boss, you're not going to be able to stop a boss. You're going to fight them down to talent tier. The question is, do they have a boss too or not? Sonya taking a lot of damage and does finally fall. Yrel pops unstoppable. That'd be the medallion, I think. And the chase is on, and the red team is split. Down goes Raynor, and soon after Tassadar will follow.
Yrel showing why he's such a menace.
Deckard's going to try and toss a potion, thinks better of it, and says, sorry, buddy. I never liked you that much. Anyway, I remember you from those other video games, and you were mean. And the GG comes out, and that was really... It's kind of a clinic by TRSG.
Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't team fights either. Red team did lose some team fights towards the end, but that was more blue team had an advantage walking into it.
Can we say it wasn't exclusively team fights? Because I would say it was team fights also. So I agree with you. It wasn't primarily team fights, but gosh.
I'm saying it's not team fights at all. I think red team did well on the team fights. It's just except for a few towards the end. What I'm saying is that it was rotations and just getting cut out and picks constantly through the whole game that resulted in blue snowballing an advantage.
Okay, I felt like the team fights went to them as well, but either way, it was a convincing victory. Now, of course, a lot of team fights go your way when you end up building a talent tier advantage through most of the game.
And that's what I was saying. It's like obvious, in some of the team fights went blue's way, but I felt like those ones were desperation fights from red team, and not in like kind of super unlikely to win.
The Raynor picks. I mean, the number of Raynor picks, Stormer.
The Raynor picks, even
went straight after him.
Even the couple of like big Sonya picks, also just unfortunate gem placement on people who got picked. Like I feel like red team wasn't adjusting their play at all based on who had gems, and blue team went, "Oh, you have gem, or one of your people with gems is way too far forward. Let's crack open this piggy bank."
It was very clear that the blue team was hunting the gems initially when it was Sonya, and then frankly they didn't have to from that point during the game. There was how often do you see a tomb where a team doesn't get a turn? That's tough. It's tough to hold a team to where they never get 50 gems turned, and TRSG did it.
And a turn, honestly, towards the end, a turn wouldn't even help them, so they probably stopped looking for one.
Yeah,
so it's not super fair to say that.
Okay, I take it back. I don't want to be not super fair. Concerns me.
But like, they were put in an unfortunate position.
It's true. It might not be super fair, but it is true. They did not get a turn. Regardless, should we check out game 2 here and see if Artemis can claw back in and take us to a game 3?
Well, I mean, new game means new level playing field, so.
Well, let's see.
Let's see if they can not be snowballed so hard.
Let's take a look. On the left side, in the blue trunks representing your team, Rainbow Strike, go. We have silver on ETC, Kingle on Malthael, Robert on Kelthos, Styx on Greymane, Panda on Malfurion, and in the right corner, in the red trunks, representing your team, Artemis, we have 7 on Deckard, Evernight on Dahaka, Ashcan on Liming, we got a Liming, Dark Horse on Cassia, and honestly, bringing back the Diablo. Let's see what happens.
For battle.
I thought the Diablo was just fine. Thought the Diablo was doing work.
Yeah, and it looks like red team is much more aggressive this time, looking for instant blow-ups, quick kills, getting quick redeeming resets, and trying to push forward off that.
I always love to see the Malthael. I love to see the Malthael.
5, 4.
I am slightly concerned about them. Maybe not concerned about the Malthael directly, but they're concerned about the Dahaka and the lack of a global to match into him.
Okay. So both teams enter the middle of the map ahead of the minions for the should we blow all our mana on nothing phase, and both teams for the most part decide no, we will not blow all our mana on nothing. We will attack minions like disciplined Division C teams. Uh-oh. The spread alive and well already. Deckard does believe in social distancing and stops the spread. Folks, we can all learn something from Deckard Kane. Malthael heads to top, as does Dahaka. Go ahead, sir.
As for level 1s, Guitar Hero, like ETC and Dahaka's level 1 are kind of strange, but not super strange. I think the important thing to note is Malthael did not go mount movement speed.
Yeah, is he going the W build?
No, he went Fear the Reaper.
Okay. I've not seen that taken. Doesn't mean it's not. I just haven't seen it. Oh boy!
Malthael.
Wow, look at that battle. Wow.
Under the towers, both of them are feeling aggressive.
N1. So we had Deckard for a long time soloing the siege camp. And then Li Ming said, all right, listen, I can't watch that anymore. I'm going to come help you out. The drag hits a minion top. So right now, Malthael, having tapped, looks a little better than Dahaka. But we know Dahaka can basically hit a D button anytime he wants and just be right back to business. Bruiser camp for the blue team pushing mid, while the siege camp for the red team is pushing bot. They're really taking advantage of this. They have a Greymane on the blue team, so they're going to do as much work on this as they can. And not great clear here for the red team. They are slowly burning it down, but you get about half damage on each of the towers. Dahaka looking to harass the Greymane, but he just sort of ambles away.
And both
that Cassie is caught, and she may fall here. She pops the medallion and gets out. Oh my gosh. Cast her Kiss of Death. I said she got out, and Kalthos hits the W. He hit the trait to increase the size of that W of his. I don't know what it's called there, Stormer, but he increased the size of it, and that's what got her.
Well, it's his Q first.
That's the Q? Oh, yeah. W's Living Bomb. Sorry. Yeah. Off-laner here, everybody.
Also, you can see how blue team timed the siege camp. You saw how earlier blue team grabbed the bruiser camp, where red team grabbed the siege camp.
Right.
This was because blue team saw the tribute spawning bot and knew they needed to time the siege camp with it.
Good pull by Dahaka. And that worked well, and Dahaka does a smart thing and pulls one of the siege giants into range of the towers, and that helps a lot for him to clear those up. And now the bruiser camp is pushing mid. We'll see what they do. Greymane clears that pretty well, and you got a KT as well. So Diablo had a really aggressive engage there, and I think he just popped his medallion and the spread. And Deckard says, social distance people and stops the spread. We can all learn a lot from Deckard. Li Ming gets the living bomb.
Gather tribute.
Top lane is just sort of trading right now. Both teams trading. We have the 1 kill on the Cassia.
Now, if Malthael chooses to stay here, Dahaka will have an advantage. Well, now, so Malthael's choosing to rotate to objective, which means Dahaka will just stay here, so can
And burrowing.
Yep.
There is a slight lead for the blue team, so this will help Artemis to catch up a little bit. Uh-oh, Diablo looks like he's in some trouble here to me. I'm not sure he gets out of that, and he does not.
That's
Cassia looking to get a trade on the Malthael, but ETC running interference here. And so Dahaka may just stay top. And he does. He's not going to get any more XP, but he is doing some nice damage to that tower. And
some really interesting talent choices from some of our heroes.
Talk to me. What are you seeing?
First up, I see ETC going speed metal, and kind of what I usually go for offlane ETC, but I almost never go it for main tank. And then Dahaka going a very interesting take on W build.
Okay. Does it tell you anything about what they want to do? Malthael flanking here. So Diablo's cut off. Sorry, Stormer, but Diablo's cut off. Malthael did a flank here on the back line. That left Diablo a bit cut off, and he can't get back to his team.
And it's all about
They're separated. This is a problem. Dahaka's going to come down. Go ahead.
It's all about the control of that bush right in the middle of the tribute.
And that is firmly in control of TRSG. Dahaka trying to come down, but Greymane runs him right out. Diablo now looking to aggress, and that cleared some room, but they lost it. They didn't rotate over when he cleared that space. He engages, but now he's 1v5. It's like a 2v5 up there. The backline's trying to pound away from the
Malfurion's in trouble.
That could be a good fight. Malthael goes down. Diablo's going to fall too, but ETC could go down. Oh, Cassia, so close. So that's an even trade. Malfurion down. I'll tell you this. I said Malthael. It was Malfurion. Sorry. If I'm going to kill anyone on the other team, I want it to be the healer. And ETC's going to fall now, and Malthael too. And this is looking good for Artemis. This is what they want. Nice bomb for Li Ming.
Was popping off.
They could catch KT. Cassia wants it. The gravity lap saves him. Li Ming popping off, right? Is that what you said? I agree.
Yeah. That's a very aggressive boss.
It's a little early.
Dahaka's dig is down. He just digged bot. Enemy team knows this.
They're going to go for their own boss, I think. I think Blue's just going to take their own boss. They know Red's on it, or they're expecting it, and so they are just trading. Dahaka? Choose life?
Yeah.
So the red team takes a bot. I think both bosses are early, but if both bosses are taken early, who cares? Dahaka looking to get in a bush. That'll give him some accelerated walking speed. He will waddle a little faster up to his buddies.
Does not have burrow, so he has to walk to this tribute.
If he had gone left there instead of right, he could have been in real trouble. And both teams are going to set up now. Red team looks like they want to set up a little bit early for this one. This one's big. They can't let the blue team have it or they get cursed.
Blue team is in a good position. They're right next to boss.
APOC comes out. Big sleep on the back line there. ETC takes a lot of damage, but Diablo falls first. He's going to be right back, so red team can look to stall.
And that's
ETC's up there with no health, but he's not taking the damage. Sorry.
And that's a pyroblast from KT.
And that is going to not kill Cassia.
Armor, by the way.
See what I did there? See what I did there? And that's going to be a curse to the blue team.
With a boss pushing the whole time.
Oh, boy. That boss didn't get addressed. Oh, boy, Stormer.
And that was the blue team's positional advantage. When they traded bosses, red team's boss was top right next to the tribute. Blue
Stormer,
team
there's
was across the map.
still nobody there. Okay, Li Ming's there. They got a camp pushing mid. They might get a keep here. From the first objective, they might get a keep.
I mean, it is the fourth objective because of how Cursed works, but...
Oh, okay. All right. The first curse, Stormer, you're killing me. It's early for a keep.
Absolutely. I mean, losing all the forts is bad for first curse, but they might lose.
They're gonna get two keeps. They're gonna get 2 keeps.
That's
My gosh.
Wild.
Malthael goes down, so that gives a little bit of breathing room to Artemis, but a lot of damage done. You're in a big hole here. You have catapults pushing in 2 lanes. Everything you want to do the rest of the game, you have to stop, check, and clear lanes and make sure that you're not getting overrun.
Thankfully, they have a global when the blue team does not, and this means the Haka can just sit and clear catapults on core until he is absolutely needed.
So Artemis goes straight for the camps that they can. Looks like Diahaka might... No, he'll be fine. You know, good tongue work by Dahaka, I feel like, in this game. What I've seen has been good.
I feel like Dahaka's playing very well. And
TRSG, again, just seems like they know what they want to do and execute it at every turn. Artemis feels like they're having to try to respond. They had that early advantage. Felt so strong.
I feel like it's not that Artemis is playing badly. It's that...
Not at all.
TRSG is just playing better. You know,
there's like Dahaka. Face check in a bush, and that's going to be the end of him. The Rainbow Strike Warriors just sat there and waited for it patiently, and sooner or later got what they wanted.
I don't like what red team is doing. They should have just pushed out mid, pushed out bot. Yes, that's a gray main that might even go on your last keep, but you're not going to get much trying to rotate like in their footsteps.
Just stay away for now.
Just like try to get value elsewhere. Push a fort, kill a fort.
Okay. So you can't really... Well, yeah. Deckard's up in time. You could go look at this objective. You know, look at the XP. Does that surprise you? That early lead and the great work Artemis did early, they are going to get 16 first. This could be a great time for them, although the blue team's set up, but the red team has the... right after. Right after. TRSG gets the camp.
Ooh,
that gives them the 16s. Oh, the medallions popped.
Oh, no.
The medallions popped. The last rites goes out and takes out Li Ming. Diablo follows soon after, and Malthael's on the chase.
That mosh pit
Excuse
hit
me.
4 people. That is tragic.
They had a good look initially at that fight, did Artemis, and it turned on them in the blink of an eye.
You gotta watch that clumping against ETC. That's just...
TRSG is going to take the boss from the red team, and they could... I think they will get the keep, and they could look to finish here.
It's very early. The death timers are so short. This is probably why they're looking at boss instead of just running straight to core.
Think they just leave it and go do other things on the map?
Yeah, they're probably going to take their boss bottom.
Okay.
And look to try to set that up with Curse Tribute.
All right. Meanwhile, camp pushing mid as well.
Gather tribute or face my curse. The choice.
So, yep, that's another free boss. Not free, I should say. They earned it.
Red team's call.
Red team probably is going to have to give this tribute and just start clearing boss.
Yeah, they gotta. Well, they gotta.
Unless blue team looks to end. Blue team might be looking to cheese.
I'm not sure that's a cheese. They have a significant lead. They have a boss push, and they're adding a siege camp to it.
Well, I think they're figuring that red team would go to tribute, and they'd be able to like
Yeah.
surprise them.
Yeah.
But now they're looking just to push.
That's
straight
a lot
in.
of stuff. That's 4 catapults, 2 siege giants, and a boss. So why not see if you can do a little damage on the core with that?
Yeah.
Because it's not the, you know, it's not your third objective to get you the curse. So why not see if you can just make something happen here? I think they're looking for a quick end. They look very aggressive right now. Core is taking damage. And Diablo goes down, and that's trouble. That's it.
That's it.
That's it, Stormer. GG and well played to both teams.
Just honestly, blue team looked really good. In
Stormer,
rotating
they're
for
strong.
picks.
They're strong. My gosh. I would not want to play that team.
No.
You said it the first game, the macro looks, it just looks like they know exactly what they want to be doing all the time. Actually, you know who it reminds me of a little bit? Is Los Popachas. Reminds me a little bit of that team.
I mean, my concern is that game 2,
Mm-hmm.
Team Artemis looks like they drafted for macro with the Dahaka, with the Cassia, and they just got out macroed even still, and that's concerning as a team. And then again, I'm sure now this is coming from me, and I'm sure me and even my whole team would not stand a chance against them, but you know.
No, we didn't. We lost to them. We played Artemis. Yeah, sometimes you just come up against a buzzsaw. Sometimes you just, you know, have bad night, better team, you never know. Both teams I thought did well. I thought Artemis had I thought they had a significant lead at one point in that second game, and then it seemed like around level 10 it started to turn on them, and TRSG just took control. So, again, good game, well played to both teams. Stormer, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it, folks. We're gonna use the nights that I can to keep bringing you some replay casts. So if you enjoy them, stay tuned. We're gonna bring you more of them. In fact, I hope, again, this will depend on the elderly people in my family and whether or not they decide to fall and break things. But I hope to cast again tomorrow night. So keep your eyes peeled. And join us then if you care to see more. Stormer, thanks. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. A lot of fun casting.
Take care, sir.
You too.
Peace.